TD, my friends call me Terry. TD is how I sign my checks and official documents, but my dad did call me T Texas. My mom, anyway, Morsey. This is the monthly update for May 23, and we are in the greenhouse that is nearly empty because it is getting ready to get a new floor and some of the foundation where there is some rotting, sort of, you can see down there from the moisture. But what is in the greenhouse is some phalaenopsis and maybe a couple of other things, and then we'll go outside because the jungle is hopping. What we have here is Phalaenopsis corning ambo, which is Corningana crossed with amboinensis, which are two fragrant species. And it's an amazing, amazing fragrant patterned plant. And the spikes, of course, are ever blooming as long as they stay green. These, some of these are more complex, but this is a species generally like it on the cooler side. They need good air movement. You can see I've got fan right there, and the humidifier is here. And they like moisture, and they like fresh media. They like generally a well aerated media. Stagnum, you have to be careful with that. It might get them a little too moist. But anyway, let's move on. Back here, I'm not sure what that is. Probably a manii. I'm not sure, but it's got spikes. This is my KS Happy Eagle. This here is in spike again. It just finished blooming. This is Phalaenopsis celadensis. And then here is Tabasco, and then I've got this Phalaenopsis, this is my manii. And over here, this is Super Zebra, KS, but they are doing well. They are developing really nicely. You can see there is a side shoot pushing forward there, buds fattening up on the spikes, spike continuing to elongate here. There's another little nubbin pushing out forward for inflorescence, and this has been in spike forever. This is Happy Eagle crossed with Cornicervi. And then here is that gift that I got for whatever reason, Jumelia aranchnantha. You can see right there, it's dying. So, and down here, actually I should take this out. I just repotted these and sprayed for some scale, but I think I'm going to give them another treatment. This is my Koshwalis. It's not Middleburg. I believe it's Koshwalis. And this is, for sure, a chocolate drop that I had just repotted over the last fall, and it's finally giving me a growth. So these are going to go outside. And let's go back this way. I did lose that, which is my Gramangus Alicia, so I think I'm just going to give up on it. The bulbs are mushy. Over here are a couple bobos that are going to go outside, and my spider lily is there. I'm going to repot that before I put it outside. Down here are a couple, and I could put these outside now. I should. These are a couple of the new plants that I got from Orchidea. This is the Gongora, and the Gongora, and this is a Maxillaria. Like it shady from the rainforest. You can see they are both in cocoa husk. Should have put them out when we were just getting all that rain, but they're fine. Let me close the door. The ones that are out here now are recovering. This is an Aurantiaca. That's an orange. And these are latest gross. I do need to clean it up, repot it as well, and I will do that, as well as with this. This is a Laelia cross with Cernua Anceps times Cernua. I said, yeah, Anceps times Cernua. And then here are those areas that I got, and they're still acclimating. And there's another one around here somewhere. This is my Gatton Sunray, my second Gatton Sunray, that has put up that growth. And then there's this new growth. Over here are some Cattleyas. This right here is the one from Plantillo that I've had for a few years. This is BLC Grasquarina. And it was sitting on the ledge there because this has some Rantia, no, it has a Calandii, I believe. And I wanted to give it some light, but it burned. So I have it under the shade cloth now. Hasn't bloomed for me, but it has put out lots of growths and gave me lots of growths last year. You can see there's the base, and there's growths all around. That has just been repotted. These are just Cattleyas that are kind of somewhat recovering. This is a Cola stylus or steady eye that, in fact, I was pulling it out of the greenhouse and a piece of it got caught on something. But this piece, I got this from Andy's when I was with my bud Jessica. Jess, not Jessica. But anyway, I think that's a nubbin. And the other piece of that is over here that fell off of the plant. And when it fell off of the plant, it fell on the ground. And it fell on the ground. And I just picked it up and stuck it in this basket. And there is a nubbin. It looks like an eye that is actually looking like it's fattening up. And when I turn it around this way, you see that root tip? That wasn't there. Again, that's a piece that just fell off. Well, it didn't fall off, it was knocked off of this plant. I'm not sure where it came from. Must have been over this way somewhere. Anyway, this is my Rodriguezia. This is Lanceolata. I thought it was Venista. Yeah, what does that say? Yeah, Lanceolata. And it is giving me some more growth at the base. While the maturing current ones are maturing and they can bloom. They do bloom from newly matured pseudobulbs. As previously bloomed, you can see these are flower spikes. Likes lots of water. We have been getting a lot of rain this week. Over here is my Eranthes. This is my Pyratii that I got last winter. And then here is my Caudata that is in double spike. I'm not sure. There's one spike and the other is right here. This one has totally browned up. Now this Eranthes can rebloom as long as they stay green. Here's there's a name for this. It is Richard Mueller crossed with Cernua. Goldfinch, that's what it is. Goldfinch, if it would focus. But it's Richard Mueller times Cernua. Small plant. I believe this is a bloom-sized plant. And it's giving me a new growth that is really, really tiny. You can barely see it there. This is my Cattleya area color that I got. And I had already repotted it right soon after I got it, and came with that growth coming. But these eyes really are fattening up. So I am hoping for good things with this one. Over this way, here are my prized angraecums. Here is my Veichi that I got at Hauserman over the winter at the Christmas party, and there's new growth coming. These little babies are also giving me new leaves. Nice roots. This one over here is Angraecum Magdalene, and this likes it a little bit more sunny than the others, but it also likes it cooler in the winter. But that's the queen. And this one down here is a cross that I got from Peter Lin. I know I got it from Olympic Orchids, maybe. And this is a Dideri cross. It's called White Elephant. And it's Diderii times Magdalena. And I have had this probably not quite a month, maybe. And I'm very cautious with Diderii, because I'm done with that plant. But this one, it's growing roots. If it would focus, there we go. It's got root down there at the base, and it looks like it's elongating here. You can see the color of that leaf, how at the base it is sort of a lighter yellow, a lighter chartreuse or whatever. But it is a nice color for the Diderii, I believe. Not quite so dark and leathery. Okay. Next to that is, back here is my Angraecum xerophyllum, which is a species, no, this isn't Florentulum, I'm sorry. That other one is at the other place. This is Florentulum, which I guess when I do the other part at the other place later on today, you will see the one that's in bloom. This is a baby, but they do bloom small. Florentulum is fragrant at night, very long spur, desirable. Up here in the front here, this is my Bulbophyllum mandibulare. And I was tucked into buying this from Windy Hill Orchid. Maybe it was Institute. I thought it was Windy Hill, but anyway, it does not matter. I am really torn. It has started giving me what appears to be growths. That right there, I don't know. I would just assume that that is a growth coming from the sheath, but nonetheless, it has come alive, or it has woke up. So I did have a mandibulare once upon a time, and it was somewhat difficult. We'll see. Okay, over here, this is my alabaster, Angraecum alabaster. This is a cross. I think it has Cesspit squidale and something, I'm not sure. But it's kind of like a small laburnum. And Alabaster Williamsburg. So yeah, similar flowers to this. Upside down, well, not upside down, big star shaped with a big lip, fragrant at night. This right here is my Cimbadella cross. Rhodochelia crossed with Vacajera, and it has began to give me roots, and I think that may actually be a new growth right there, which is super duper. Here is, I think this is my Borinjana, Cattleya Borinjana, that I just got earlier this winter, and there's a new growth starting already. Yay. These bifoliates generally put up their growths, and as soon as their growths are complete, they bloom, usually around October, September, October sometimes. Back behind there is a cross. I think that's Mark Jones times Chocolate Drop. Yeah, that's what that is, and it's giving me a new growth there. And I'm trying not to knock this off, which is still in flower, which is my epidendrum or Colostylus parkinsonianum. That is beautiful. Flowered for me last year with 2 flowers, and this year I got 5. And it's been in flower for quite a while. Very nice, fragrant, and intense. These do like a bit drier in the winter. A little bit drier, a little bit cooler, but not freezing. They still like the light and the humidity. And you still do have to give them some moisture. All right. Things are just waking up around here. This is my Mark Jones selfing that I got. And it is got roots. Look at those beautiful roots. And then there's a growth there. And I think there's another one. Yeah, there's a new growth right there. And over this way is my little dinky Florida Stars, Spring Zine. And it is recovering of sorts. But it's got lots of little growths. So I have high hopes for that. Over here is the subject of my last video, which is my Trichocentrum tigrinum, which has at present 5 spikes. You can see them right there. Those 2, 3, and then there's a spike over there, and that's a spike right there. Beautiful. Tigrina likes it more cooler and drier in the winter. They like high sun, but high light in the at both times. But they like it in the shade. They don't want it higher. They don't want full sun, is what I'm trying to say. As well as do these 2 as well. This is Trichocentrum nana, and then this is Lanceanum. They're both giving me roots and growths. Nana is so fragrant. I am so anxious for Lanciana to bloom. I cannot wait because those flowers are just amazing. This here is I think it's my Gyrac Kiku, and it tried to bloom over the winter, but despite that, it gave me these 2 growths, new growths, and then there's one back there. Love that. Up there is a little Lugtone African Beauty, and then here's my Ellen Parkside, the Cattleya. That is giving me growths. And this one has a sheath. And here's my Mark Jones times Florida Stars, and it's got that really nice healthy growth there. So hopefully soon I will get some blooms. So let's step out this way, and this is I'm just going to run through here real quick because I don't want it to last so long. But I have moved the higher light stuff out and have sprayed for bugs and, scale. Still have to do some treatments subsequent to the first, but they just got outside completely this week. And this is Laelia alba, Laelia anceps alba, putting up that growth in those roots. Over here is my Trichocentrum splendidum, giving me a new growth there. This is another one of those area that I just got. This is my Dendrobium brimarianum that I got at the Andes. Same time I got that, Philostylus. So I've had this almost a year, and it's still giving me growth. It puts out roots. I may have to get it off of, or get this sphagnum out of there and see what happens. These are higher light plants, and they like a drier rest as well. Up here is one of my Dick Pippins. This is unnamed, bloomed beautifully last year, and it's not stopped. It's giving me, there's a couple new growths, and just the roots are just going off. So over here, this was kind of some of the things that I sprayed. This is my Haiku Dawn, and then I believe this is a Copper Queen. Yeah, one of my Copper Queens, but they're all putting up growths. So, and this one is a Puperata times Richard Mueller. And I don't know where the tag is, but I will find it. I know that's what that is. Puperata times, Laelia Puperata times Richard Mueller. This one is David Sanders times Jiminy Cricket. This was actually, see, there's some more that I have to get off. See, that's why they're over here. I gotta get that off. And this one is another, I'm not sure, but it's a beauty. I know, because I have it. Okay, and this is the division that I mounted on this cork. This is the peach bird. Up there, that's my Dendrobium goldenaya, which is a cross, and the flowers are fragrant like lemon sorbet or lemon sherbet. And here around here, these are all of my Brassavolas species and crosses. They're all mounted. Some of them newly mounted, like this one. I'm sure you remember. This is my Copper Queen that I got from Palmer. That is actually a white Copper Queen, and you can see how sad it looks. It was actually putting out this growth when it was mounted, and it's probably stalled, but right behind it is that growth right there. And lo and behold, I noticed today that there's another growth right there. So now it's going from 2 points, as is this one, which is amethyst, which is cucullata times puperata. And I just mounted this in the winter. And there's a growth. There's a growth. And I know I saw another there. You see that? That's a growth. 1, 2, 3. So these are kicking butt. Here's one that I just mounted on this piece of broken ceramic, and you can see the roots already. I mean, here's roots. This is my Nodosa Big Gem that I've been featuring, and I'm just waiting anxiously for it to bloom. It's just going to be potted, just bare root in there. Just these are my cucullatas. This is the yellow one, and this is I think that might no, I'm not sure. I think I have a one that is a. Now I'm confused, but it is another cucullata. This is the yellow one, maybe. Um, anyway, something makes me want to say appendiculata. But anyway, this is my David Sanders right here, who Denise, she has a beauty, big, huge plant. Mine is recovering. This is my flagellaris that bloomed in the winter, and it's got 3 growths going. About time to, again, get rid of this moss. Basavas hate moss. They want it dry. They want wet, dry. They don't want wet, wet. And then there are just some various crosses. This is Perennial times Acalas, which is giving me a couple new growths, nice roots on that plaque. It's been there for a while. As had this is my George Tyler up here, but it is slowly approaching bloom size, I would think. It's getting pretty big, as you can see. Love it in that ceramic piece. And this is a Martiana, as is the one that I have over there that's I got from Josh. And this is my sad Jiminy Cricket that I got from Norman's. And it is, again, trying to recover. Hopefully we will see. Okay, and over here I have some of my encyclias. This is Dichroma. Here's my Boothiana. And they're all growing, putting out new roots. I didn't lose any pseudobulbs, not on my species. Here's my Amburii. It gave me 3 growths, and it has started to give me more. And it did not blast any pseudobulbs again, which is amazing. And this here might be Dichroma. No, this is Abdenicale. Again, it is maturing its growth. You can see the root back there. That's green tip. Amazing. This is Dichroma. Here is Cross Orchid Jungle times Recurva, and then here's another, which is Tampensis times Granatica. I think this is Laelia Santa Barbara, and this encyclia is Pocata Alba Cherokee. Okay, what else? Here's my Ciliare. It used to be Epidendrum. Well, it is Epidendrum. It used to be Cattleya. Here's another mounted Brassava that I just mounted not long ago. And there's a new growth already coming up. See the color? And I thought there's one right there. That's a new growth peeking out down there. So amazing, amazing. Here's one of my Trichocentrums that I just got. And I love that color. Still get some shade in the afternoon. Up here is prized possession that I got from Nat. It's a Kerchara, I believe. Tropical jewel. Beautiful plant, and it is giving me a new growth. See, it's potted up, mounted up in none other than Natalia. Up here, this is my Phoenix, Epiphoenix Kona. Let me take this down. Sunlight. Well, yeah. I've had this for many, many years and have dealt with many blasted pseudobulbs, but I won't give up on it. The roots are coming alive, and there's a new growth right there. So we'll see. It usually does put out a couple, but it hasn't bloomed yet. So, but I will see them one day. I will. Okay. Now, and just behind here, these are my trichocentrums, some more, and then there's another one here. I believe this is Wilsonii, or no, this is Jason Fuchs. Yes, trichocentrum Jason Fuchs. So it's a rat tail Oncidium type, and I don't know. I'm not seeing any. There might be a tiny new growth up there, but this one is the other. This might be Williamsonii. No, this is actually Johnsonii, and you can see there's a growth there and on this one, which is same as the other one, the Jason Fuchs. There's a growth right there. What else? Down here, just some encyclias that have been sprayed. Rosavilas, this is radiata that I got from Mitzi, giving me a new growth. Hasn't bloomed for me yet, just got that though. Some encyclias back there. I think this is a Phoenicia. No, it's Belazensis. And this is Gracilis, Encyclia gracilis, or it might be Prostechia. But there's a sheath. These are cool, but they can bloom in off and on all year. These are just really Encyclia crosses that I got. The dark ones, I can't even remember what they're called, indigo, blue, and then this one is Black Comet. And both of them are pretty much growing. You see there's giving me a new growth down there at the base. Let me get the tag so I don't get this mixed up. Gotta have the tags. Here's an Atrio Rubens. Very, very tiny. Tiny. But there again, it's not dead and it has matured that growth that I got last year, so can't complain about that. And pretty much more of just the same. This had a very, very good overwintering. Although it did not bloom, it's my Hippodama crossed with Cattleya Small World. Thought for sure it was gonna bloom for me, but already it has given me like these huge growths right there. So I am very hopeful on that. Back over this way, there's my Leon Glickenstein. That is giving me many growths. Still maturing some of existing older growths. That's a Prostechia up there. Incubins maybe? Here's my main peach bird, and it is putting up new growths. Okay, more encyclias. Here's my Gracilis cross. No, yeah, Belazensis crossed with Stellata. And over here, this is my Encyclia placata. Had a very good winter. Looking for some blooms on that plant, as I am this plant, which is, that's the name. And it is giving me lots and lots of growth. And I did not lose any. So hopefully, and that sits very high, as does my magic wand there. This is the latest growth, so that should bloom. Usually does every year. Here is my straight Cordigera, which is a species. And you can see that's root tip. All of these like it drier in the winter, and they put out their spikes. These are ones that I got from Santa Barbara Orchid Estate. I've had these a couple years mounted, growing pretty well for me. Here is my Oncidium Fimatichyllum. Still waiting on blooms, but I am satisfied with what it's doing so far since I've had it, because I've struggled with these over the years, and I've finally found one that is growing nice for me. It's Oncidium Fimatichyllum. The flowers are just hauntily fragrant, and they're twisted, and they're numerous on branching spikes. And this does like a higher light, and that is the natural look of the bulbs, the pseudobulbs. And you know what? I forgot something, talking about the natural look of pseudobulbs, and that actually is this, which is a very special bucket list plant, Areopsis biloba. And this is a terrestrial, but it can be epiphytic. And it came bare root. Well, it came wrapped in sphagnum moss, but it's recently potted up here. It likes a shady location while it's growing, and you can see the roots are dark green, so they are adequately getting moisture, which is always a good thing. I'm just gonna hang this Martiana up that I got from Josh. And really, coming to the end, this is my Martin Wolf, LC Martin Wolf. It has Schilleriana in it. And you can see how the color of the new bulbs are that beautiful and spotted as well. And there's another one coming, and there's actually another one up there above it. So I've been fertilizing since February with rainwater and giving it my grow in those buckets right there. And we have been getting a lot of nice rain lately, so my bucket hasn't been on empty. And so these will be very nice when that blooms. This is another new, it's not new, I've had this year at least or two. Yeah, and I just stuck it in this. I don't think there's anything in there, but it has matured a couple growths over last year, and it is putting up more at the base. This is a species Encyclia Edithiana, and it is hanging on Cattleya walkerenta, which put up that growth, which it matured, and it's giving me a growth at the base there. But I noticed something very weird on one of the pseudobulbs. Kind of looked like it was trying to bloom. Kind of. But, because Walkeriana blooms from the base of completed, but these bloom from the top. Very strange. On the other side, I'm not sure what that is, and I'm not going to pull the tag, but it is a recovery just on Chala, and it's attached. Okay, finishing up. Here's that no ID Din Nobile. That's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Jerry, you better come and get this thing. But I'm really pushing the light on this just because, and fertilizing it just because I guess that's the only way to get it to bloom. And if it doesn't do it for me, then it might just go back into the dumpster where I got it from. And this is another species, Encyclia Mataroy. And I just had to spray this for some scale, and that's why it is back here. And there's still a little bit more remnants but despite that, it has matured. It's pseudobulbs that were new to me. So it still is possible that it'll bloom, but I have to keep my eye on those to make sure that the scale doesn't come back. And this is the other one, my encyclia stretch, that was sprayed as well, had scale, and I don't want to lose it. Sorry, the tag is upside down. Encyclia stretch. Encyclia phoenicia crossed with megalantha. Okay, and Encyclia, I have another up here, which is Floribunda times Cordigera. And it matured a couple growths last year for me. And it's just kind of soaking in the sun. And here we have another Prostechia. And it is doing pretty well on this mount. What else? That's pretty much it, really. These are over here because I've sprayed them once, and I'm probably gonna have to do a more intense chemical. But you can see it's right there too. But despite that, it is giving me growths, as well as this one is. The names, I'm not sure what this one is, but this right here is my Golden Sunset. EPLC Golden Sunset. This is my problem plant. My last one that I'm going to talk about. And it is, where is the tag? I should be able to say the name, but it's something about Vegas. What is it? Now I can't even remember, and so it kind of makes it less important, because I'm sure many of you have had the same struggle with this Cattleya Brassavola, Boothlee Venice. That's what it is. Boothlee Venice. And you see how it grows wonky. Wonky. I mean, you have to, look at that. Wonky. Wonky. Has been repotted, but Boothlee Venice. So anyway, folks, that's pretty much all I have to report on, and hopefully May is working out for you and you got your plants outside and you're enjoying your blooms or getting into the spirit of spring and summer. So, thanks for watching, everybody, and enjoy your orchids.